What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Mental Health Monday topic. This one is going to be about pretty much kind of like a rollover from yesterday's, talking about COVID and what it's done for you. But this one is going to be talking about the quote of everything happens for a reason, whether good or bad in our life. I do believe that there's always a lesson to be taken from everything that happens to you, good or bad. I mean, really. So that's pretty much what we're going to be discussing today. Just either negative situations that we've been through, what we took out of it, sort of discussing the idea, you know, sometimes we think the world is against us. Sometimes we think that everything's just crashing down. But just remember, there's always something to be taken away from it. That being said, stay tuned for next Monday as well. This coming Monday, the 8th, Mina Flex Muscle is going to be hosting her own series, whatever it's called. We don't know what it's called yet, but still working on a name. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you check that out. I will post the link to that in my bio on that day. And it'll be in Mina Flex Muscles bio as well. Make sure you send us some topics if you can. Send us some things that you want the ladies to talk about that day. Since it's not gonna be Mental Health Monday, it's gonna be different series. But yeah, that being said, enjoy the topic.
Everything happens for a reason. True or false?
I mean, it's hard to accept that sometimes, because it's especially when something bad happens to you, right?
Like, bro,
it's
there
easy
was
to
a
say.
reason for this happening right now.
It's like, bro,
Like that really needed to happen.
yeah, but people don't realize, like,
Kind of feel like it's already written, like that we're just living it page by page.
I don't know if it was high school or when I got into college. We've been asked to write assignments based off of, like, you know, that narrative. Everything happens for a reason. Either you're on the side of it does or it doesn't. I believe that might have been like my senior year or something like that. When we were proposed with the question, and it was related to like the curriculum or something like that. But for me, every time I'll get asked that question, there'll be times where I, you know, felt that way, and there'll be times where I'm like, that's not accurate. I was always in between it. I believe some of your actions, you know, is tied in with action, and sometimes certain things do happen for a reason that are out of your control, but there's a lot of stuff that is in your control. So for me, I was always in the middle.
Mina, what's one thing that's happening that you've, you know, the way that saying comes into play, whether it be good, bad, let's say a negative situation, a situation in which it was hard for you to accept that this specific thing had happened for a reason, or you just thought that the world was just against you, and you questioned why this, why that.
I think the saying actually makes you reflect a little bit, because, I mean, either way, whether it happens for a reason or not, everything happens regardless, whether you think it's for a reason or not, right? Like, things are already happening, or things that already have been done.
She said it's gonna be
Exactly, some crazy stuff. For me, though, I don't think, I mean, it's kind of hard, because at first, like, I hated this saying, because it was like, okay, that's so dumb. Like, what's the reason then?
We're not supposed to know.
People are supposed to
We're
die.
not omnipotent beings. We won't know the answers to those questions.
I'm just saying, like, if people are supposed to die, okay, what's the reason? You know what I mean? Why did my kid die when they were 2 years old?
That's the thing.
Why did my aunt die of cancer? Why did, you know what I mean? So it's like, what was the reason for that? I think that's why I always kind of hated it growing up, because I didn't understand, you know what I mean? But now, being older and realizing that I did make mistakes, and that as long as I learn from those mistakes, then of course that's the reason why it happened, to teach me something. Whether I'm able to accept it or not is a different story.
Were they willing to accept the lesson of whatever was
correct.
being shown to you?
Right, and then some people are like, well, why did it happen 2 times, 3 times? And it's like, well, obviously you didn't learn the lesson.
Exactly.
Then, right? Or you didn't take away something from that. Because now it's almost like, who is it? Albert Einstein, where he says, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome is insanity.
The definition of insanity. Right? Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's kind of the same thing where it's like, if you didn't learn your lesson, then it is going to happen over and over again until you do learn a lesson. So I mean, now, like I said, that I'm older, I do think that everything happens for a reason. It's just if we're able to accept that we may have failed, and that's the reason, you know, not because we wanted to fail, but there was failure in it, you know what I mean? And if we don't try and be better, or not necessarily fix it, but learn the lesson, then it's gonna continue to happen. We're gonna continue to be failures. And I say that just because I'm kind of tying it to like my divorce or even my marriage, you know what I mean? I was trying to make it work for a long time. You know, I came from a toxic family, and then I went into a toxic marriage. And I was trying to make it work. And of course, there were some times where he was trying to make it work as well. But then at the end of the day, you know, I just said I didn't believe in divorce because I believe in the Bible. And, you know, I don't think divorce is, you know, to be had. But at the same time, the relationship that I have with God, you know, he released me from that, and I was able to find peace in that. However, I still don't believe in divorce, but I do believe that had to happen. The reason that had to happen was because I was no longer in that space, and I was no longer able to be loved, or I was no longer able to see marriage as it should have been. So I had to leave that situation. So in order for me to realize what marriage was and wasn't, that had to happen. So like I said, I mean, for that, yeah, the reason was because I didn't know what marriage was when I first went into it. And now I do know. And now I do know for my next relationship or for my next, you know, dating experience or whatever it is, I will know the difference. So I took a reason away from that. I mean, people can easily cop out and say, oh, well, you know, yeah, I left him because he was a piece of crap or whatever. And it's don't take accountability for your own actions. You know what I mean? But it was really, I got married when I was, you know, 21 years old. I had no idea what I wanted. I had no idea what marriage was. I just know that somebody wanted to take care of me and support me and love me, you know,
And that's
in
all
the
you
way
needed
that I
at the
thought
time.
I deserved to be loved. Exactly. But I mean, what do you really know when you're 21 years old? You know, I was limited in relationships. I only had one boyfriend before that.
Exactly.
So, you know,
Exactly. Especially if you've never had the experience before, then you go into the first thing that seems right. Well, you're like, oh, this is what I know, so might as well.
Exactly. And then my mom was just, you know, boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. You know, I think she only had one real stable relationship in the beginning when I was in kindergarten, but that was it. So it was just, like I said, I just didn't have, you know, anything to hold on to. But like I said, the only thing that holds me back from that everything happens for a reason, honestly, is because of, you know, like I said, the innocent people who do die. But then again, you know, that's explained in the Bible too. But like I said, it's all just yeah.
I think back when I first last year, I put this a bunch of situations, but last year when I went through a pretty like horrible experience that had to deal with, you know, it was just a bunch of different things just coming down on me, like money situations, like relationship drama, like work stuff, like everything all at the same time was just kept like happening. And I just thought, yeah, I was like, bro, like, is this really like what my life is right now? I was like, why? Like, why me? Like, why now? Why? Because that's all we can think about is when bad things happen. It's just like, why? Like, can I ever just wake up and just have a good day? Like, can I ever just these thoughts would like play my mind.
You just can't just wake up and be rich.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just can't like get a break. Like, and then following that, like the end of the year, more things, getting COVID the first day of the new year, all this stuff with EDD, like suspensions, all that, like, bruh, it was just one thing after, and I'm just like, yo, like, please, like, I need a break, like, please.
Hey, you were on the other end of that, like, going through a similar situation, my ADD and everything, and not getting paid for an extended amount of time. I was able to use, like, what I saved up, but in that situation, kind of going through a similar experience around the same time, I didn't really get stressed over it, only for the simple fact that I just have this feeling that things are just gonna turn out good. Like I know this is momentary, the struggle is momentary, and it's just prepping me for a later point in time. And I just not want to be good at a later point in time. Right now, might not be the time, but I know at a point in time, things are gonna be looking up. So I was able to kind of stay composed and not let stress get in the way of the things that I was trying to do in my everyday life.
That was one thing that kept me sort of like not getting like not getting out of character out of it too, because I just had to keep I was just like, bro, I'm gonna let the higher ups handle it, let God handle it. I'm gonna just
let Jesus take the wheel.
I'm gonna just take it on the chin, and because I had to realize, I just said this thing to me. I was like, I know this is happening for a reason. And then once I came to terms with that, then I started to see why. It let me think about the good in the situation and not just the negative. I started to think, well, okay, well now that this is taking so long, maybe now it'll work out better because this and this and this. And I started like just coming up with the ways that in which all of this was a good thing. And not, take it as a detriment.
Yeah, humbling experience.
Yeah, it also showed like it was also a moment of. It showed me like a moment of growth also, because had this have happened, as I wonder like if I was in the same situation 3 years ago, 4 years ago, how would I have taken it? How would I have handled it? Would the me 3 years ago, 2 years ago handle it the same way now? And the answer should always be no, because then you just didn't grow. Nothing's changed.
Because the more you get older, the more you get wiser.
Hopefully.
You should.
You should, hopefully.
That's what they say.
There's some stupid 40-year-olds out there.
I'm still waiting for some people, huh?
Yeah,
People get gray hairs about that.
Exactly. We're still waiting on a few, but hey,
Let's try.
Yeah, it'll happen. But that's what it's all about. I mean, growth, learning. Rashawn, what about you? What about something just crappy just happened to you and you just figured, hey, is this how my life is? Why is the world against me? Why is the world after me? What's going on?
See, there's a lot of stuff. Like for me, if you talk about relationship, for me the problem is how to find a perfect woman. Because out of all my relationships right now, when I'm thinking about it, I never hit a single year yet. Never. It's not about like being toxic and anything, but like sometimes that most guys make mistakes about well actually not only just guys but like women as well. Like some people like cheat a lot. Some people like play like what do you call it? Some people like play games with them and trying to.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to get people's mind.
What up?
Yeah, I used to. For me, like back then, like after high school, I used to be like so stupid of me, like while during a relationship, and then after I was like, okay, might as well just play with girls, like during college, and I totally forgot that I have a girlfriend. So yeah, and then
He decided to get one. Oh man. Hey, but Soldier just talking about the saying of everything happens for a reason, and pretty much just going through a negative situation in your life that sort of made you question like that saying, or made you think that the world was against you, and you had a bunch of questions and like, why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? Before you finally realize the lesson, well, hopefully. But
oh yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's times when you feel like all the arrows are pointed towards you, but yeah, you got to go through those lessons to make you a stronger person.
Absolutely.
And also like money wise, yeah, I used to have like, I would say almost like five, back then when I was like 19, I used to have like 5 figures back then. And then after that, my ex, not my ex, but my ex like took it away from me because I forgot that I had a joint account.
You got robbed, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was pissed, but like at the same time, it's like, okay, so
It's above
Karma
10.
gonna get you pretty
That's
soon.
above 10.
Yeah, I saved
Said it
up.
all
I saved
nice.
up. I know. I saved up. No, seriously, I was pissed off too because I saved up everything. Because for me, like I used to like invest back in the day. Well, now I'm still am. Well, yeah, still am, but like someone's helping me do everything. But another one's just working. Like I used to work a lot while I was at college. So then after that she took away from me after that last breakup because it went on and off relationship. And so right now I'm cool because I don't. Yeah, it's all about trust. I know. Like right now, I'm just don't think about money because money is a principle, and money can control you.
Okay.
That'll humble you too. That'll man. When you
Having that and losing you, or
Bruh,
that your play.
that man, I tell you, that'll put you right.
Yeah,
Like,
and then that's why I don't give people money if they ask for like, hey, they'd be like, hey, hey, I don't know because my car broke down. Can you hand me like $100 or something like that? And I said, and automatically answer is no because I don't have that trust of money to give away person. Because it's really it's seriously like because the problem is that like majority of people don't even give it back or return of something. So
it's I mean,
The cost of your friendship.
yeah, and especially when like those people were, especially when those people were like, you know, were never there for you and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they come out the woodworks when you have some success. That's why I talked about last week, like, bro, keep those people around you who are here for you when things are bad. Keep those people around, bro. Keep those people around for the rest of your life because those people that you know are ride or dies, that you know will be there when things are tough.
And that's why I stay introvert for a while.
Nothing.
So
you know, we'll tell you later. But yeah, I mean,
people laughing about stuff.
It's mental health.
This man just got his money stolen.
Nah, that's
Not his ex, but his ex.
no, it wasn't that. It was something else. That was something.
It is actually going to come up in a later topic on this list. We both know something about. We both know a story for this.
Anyways, y'all, hope you enjoyed that one. Bit of a shorter one, but the next ones are going to be a bit longer, I believe. Depends on how many cuts I make. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, stay tuned for this coming Monday. It's going to be just ladies. Don't know what the series is going to be called yet. That's still being decided. But yeah, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure you like the video and all that. Hope these topics are resonating with you. Again, going to be dropping one topic a day. So that being said, stay happy, hydrated, all that good stuff. Got my what is this? This is it's an anabolic Reese's peanut butter blizzard. I'm not a fan of this flavor too much, but the macros on it are nuts. It's like 45 grams of protein in that thing, like under 500 calories. So for this whole cup, and I still had a little more in the thing. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. See you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.